The right care, right at home. Australia's premier in-home care provider. Local legends want it. A Bowls Green is just up the road. Search Bowls Clubs near me.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors, this is Without Bias.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Without Bias right here on 1116 SEN, your home of sport. Val Febbo here with you for Bowls Australia. A Bowls Green is right around the corner. Search Bowls Greens near me. It's been a huge week at the Australian Indoor Championships last week, and one of the champions, Kelsey Cottrell, joins me right now to talk about her win. We're actually recording this just after the win, and it was an absolute epic. A tiebreak needed to overcome Chloe Stewart from Club Tweed, but Kels, congratulations. An amazing performance, a second Australian indoor title. How much does that mean?
It means everything. I've been working so hard these last 12 months, I suppose. I've been making the back end of events and just falling at that final hurdle. So, today just to pull it all together in that tiebreak after just losing momentum a little bit in that second set just means everything. Like, I've just been working so hard on the mental game and just, staying up and about and being positive, and it paid off in that tiebreak.
It certainly did. That first end of the tiebreak, netting a three. How important was that for your mentality to just say, you know what, I've got a massive foothold in this. I'm going straight back to the long lengths, and we can finish this off now.
Yeah, it was massive. I think I probably needed to miss a couple of shots on that backhand in the second set to really nail that one in the tiebreak. I was very confident when I got on the mat. Like, I've missed too wide. I knew exactly what line to take. I was very confident on my weight, and just as soon as I let it go, it was such a good feeling to know that you've nailed it. And just the way the head was set up, I knew it was going to be very difficult for Chloe to get out of it. So, yeah, just trying to stay calm and know that I'll probably, unless she played an absolute freak of a shot, which she does to me quite a lot, I was either going to probably be sent on the mat 3 down or 3 up, drawing for another. So, really big first end of a tiebreak.
Now, the second end of the tiebreak, you're holding a couple. Chloe is a millimetre off putting that jack in the ditch for 2. What was going through your mind as you're watching that come down? It looked for all money from this angle where we're sitting that it was going to hit, but it just missed. And what was going through your mind as it made its way down the green?
I think I was surprisingly quite calm because I knew the most she was going to make was a 2. So I think it's a good feeling when okay, I'm 3 up. If she gets it, okay, it's 2. I've still got to win the last end. There's no different. If she drew the shot, if she got the jack for 2, I was still going to have to be up and about for that last end. So I was probably just trying to focus on that. But then there's like this little person in my back of my head going, oh, please miss, please miss. I've held game a few times in a few big finals and haven't managed to get away with the win. The opposition have played a cracker. So to just, hear the... I don't even think I looked at it. I think I just went by the crowd's reaction of that. Oh, and I was like, yes. So not nice when you got to do that against your friend, but it's desperate times, so you just want to win so bad. Desperate
times call for desperate measures, and you are a competitive beast when you step out onto the green. And it's been a tough couple of months in terms of, you mentioned before, you've been getting to the back end of tournaments, but just haven't been able to win. It was third time lucky today in the last 2 months, AO final, Golden Nugget final. But you finally salute here. How relieved are you to sort of get the monkey off the back? You've won plenty in your career before, but how relieved are you? Yeah, I mean, it's been a roller coaster. I had a couple of years where every time I stepped out on the green, I couldn't lose. I was just playing so well and everything was just working and I was winning everything. And then I've gone through, another probably 12 months, 18 months of just battling away. Just trying to find my place back in the team and where I fit and, trying to reset my goals and where I'm at in my career. So lots going through my head, and so trying to get that out of my mind. But in saying that, I've analysed, if anyone's ever told you I analyse everything, but I've analysed all those I've analysed all those games and all those finals, and I was very confident that none of that mattered here on indoor. I think the issues that I was having in those games and the losing in those particular games were going to affect me here on the indoor. I was going to play my game. This suits my style of play, and I was just so confident to win this. That's amazing. And how difficult is it playing against a friend and a national teammate like Chloe Stewart, your Queensland teammates as well? Like, you get along so well, and it was a really warm embrace at the end of the match. So how difficult is it when you're so elated, but a good friend of yours is probably hurting quite a lot? Yeah, it's horrible. But sometimes the best thing, I think, for me is to play against someone
who I know is going to throw the kitchen sink at me and going to play amazing, because that's when I play better. I felt like that semi-final I dropped my intensity a little bit, but had to, really step it back up against Chloe because I knew how good she was. So, yeah, it's horrible playing against your mate and your teammate, but at least they're going to be all over it and you've got to play your A game to beat them.
The week as a whole, getting through all 5 matches, it was only the second tiebreak you played. You got better as the tournament went on, and you didn't have much of a chance to get on and have a roll-up at Club Tweed beforehand, but how did you sort of hit the ground running?
Yeah, well, I had in the back of my mind when I was here for the Nugget that if I got knocked out, I was going to come up and try and just sneak a rink and have a bit of a time, had some time on the indoor. And then it didn't happen because I had a good gold nugget, made the finals. So jumped back in the car and head home to the kids. No practice for the indoor, but I'm very lucky at Helensvale having a carpet green. I felt quite confident that I had quite a few games on carpet. So I think that really put me in good stead as well.
Well, yeah, the new rink at Helensvale, or the new green at Helensvale, is absolutely spectacular. So how much has that helped your preparation? Because the surfaces are, they're similar. They're not the same, but they are similar.
Yeah, they're similar. I think it's just taking those conditions out. For me, once those conditions are out, it just suits my game. I just draw. I'm so confident. Even if I've got a back toucher, I'm confident that I can draw it off. So I think playing on this surface just really suits my game. So that's probably why I was so confident going into this event.
Winning this means that you're off to Aberdeen in April next year for the World Bowls Indoor Championships. You've got a mixed pairs. The singles would be a nice little addition to the trophy cabinet. Yep. How excited are you to head up to Scotland next year? It's a pretty cool prize.
Yeah, well, two stories. I suppose I didn't know until I tuned into the commentary yesterday, I think, and someone mentioned about Aberdeen. I was like, oh no, overseas. Oh no, how's that going to go with work? So I started to stress a little bit. But then this morning when I dropped my daughter off at school, she said, oh, good luck, Mummy. How much money can you win? And I was like, oh yeah, a few $1,000s. She's like, oh, does that mean if you win, we can go on another holiday? Because I told her previously when I won a big event, we booked a cruise and we went away for this, trip of a lifetime. And I sort of had to say, oh, no, maybe not. We kind of did that big holiday. And then I said to her, well, if I win, I might get to go to Scotland. And she's like, oh, I'd like to go to Scotland. And then on the other hand, I have my 3.5-year-old who I dropped off at daycare yesterday, who insisted she was coming to bowls with me. And I was like, no, you're going to school. You need to go to school and, do your happy feet with your classmates and all that sort of stuff. And she said, no, I really think I can come because Daddy's there and Daddy will be able to look after me. And I was like, no, Daddy's working. And then she said, I said, well, how about I ask your teacher if she can put it on the computer for you and all your friends can watch it. And she said, oh, no, Mummy, that would be too distracting for my friends. So I've got 2 kids that are polar opposites. Yeah,
well, at least next year, when you do go to Scotland, you can bring Sienna as your ringside coach, maybe, and that might give her a little bit more responsibility and keep her in check while she's there.
Yeah, maybe she. I don't know, that poor kid, she's all about the money. I don't know where that's come from. I'm like, save, and she spend. But yeah, and I suppose the other side of it is, since this World Rankings has been announced and been announced as number 1, there's sort of that desire to start winning these things again and get myself back up there and keep myself at number 1. So this is a huge step in doing that.
Well, that was going to be my next question. The last time we spoke, you led me into it perfectly, but we spoke about you being named as world number 1, but now, or I think it might have been the day before or something like that at the AO, but now that you've been announced as number 1 and there's not really too much going on in the international space, just how much of a desire has that given you to really push on and start to go, you know what, this is my calendar, I want to win this event, this event.
Absolutely. I mean, we're so lucky in Australia to have so many quality events in our backyard. So we can, if you do well in these events, you can score a lot of points. So we are, advantaged at this time of year in particular when we sort of go from Australian Open to Golden Nugget to Australian Indoor. But I definitely picked these 3 events and knew I wanted to, do really well here, because I think it's mixed emotions. I think with the world number 1, it was like a reward for my play and all my success like a couple of years ago, and then I've been looking, someone said, oh, how can you be world number 1? I think my daughter might have said, how are you world number 1 but you're only like 20 in Australia? And I'm
kid's vicious.
I'm like, oh mate, well, because I had a really good run 2 years ago and now it's kind of dropped off, so I really wanted to do well in these sort of 3 events, so that I could sort of get myself back up and then be like, I'm world number 1 because of how I'm playing now as well as how I played 2 years ago. So yeah, very happy.
Very nice. And one final one, what are you going to do to celebrate this? Go out for a nice dinner or just go and relax and enjoy and revel in your excellence?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I don't really drink very often, but I may have a celebratory drink somewhere at some place. Yeah, I think the kids were keen to go out for dinner.
Nice.
Chicken nuggets.
How good.
Yep.
Doesn't get much better than that. The simpler, the better. But Kelsey Cottrell, the 2024 Australian Indoor Championships Women's Singles winner, congratulations. It was an amazing week. You performed superbly. So thank you very much for joining me on Without Bias, and well done again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
Kelsey Cottrell joining me on Without Bias to chat about her second Australian Indoor Championships trophy. What a performance it was. Amazing week from her. Just 2 sets dropped, one of those in the final to Chloe Stewart, who was exemplary throughout the week. So massive props to her. She was brilliant throughout. And, well, up next, the men's winner. We'll find out who that is right after this on Without Bias.
The right care, right at home. Australia's premier in-home care provider. Local legends wanted. A Bowls Green is just up the road. Search Bowls clubs near me.
From the wide outdoors to the great indoors, this is Without Bias.
You're listening to Without Bias here on 1116 SEN for Bowls Australia, of course. The Bowls Green is right around the corner. Search Bowls Greens near me. A big thank you to Kelsey Cottrell for joining me, Val Febbo, in the last segment. But I alluded to the fact that we were going to have the men's finalist and the men's winner of the Australian Indoor Championships, and he sits alongside me. We had him on a couple of months ago after his heroics at the Australian Open, and he's even more of a hero. Jack McShane, 19 years old. You are taking the bowls world by storm, my friend. Congratulations on your indoors win. How are your emotions right now? It's not too long after you win, so what's going through your mind?
I mean, I think I said this exact same thing after the AO. I don't know. It's all a blur, really. Honestly, it hasn't been my best week of bowls, actually. I sort of had to scrap around to get through a few of the games early on. But then today I just sort of stuck to one side and was able to get it in a bit of a rhythm and sort of felt more comfortable, which was good.
Well, your 2 matches, you might not be able to go back to Warilla Bowls Club ever again because you've beaten Corey Wedlock and Jeremy Henry, both 2 of their products. But the way that you were able to negate Corey this morning and then come into a match against Jeremy Henry, how much did the semi-final, or how much confidence did that give you leading into the final? Because it was pretty dominant for the most part.
It gave me so much confidence because, I mean, honestly, playing Corey first up in the semi, he is just unreal. And especially his weight control is better than anyone else. So I thought I'd be doing well to get through that. And then after that, I went into the final. Obviously, still really wanted to win, but a bit less expectations. Like anything was a bonus, really. And then, just got out there and felt comfortable. Like I felt so much comfortable playing than doing the 2-hour wait in between games. So it was just good to get out there.
So you had a day off yesterday. What did you do on your day off? Did you just relax and decompress, sort of enjoy some time? Your parents are up here as well, so what did you do?
Well, anyone who knows me knows I absolutely hate mornings. So I had.
You're not alone there. I loathe them.
So I had a fantastic sleep in, and then just pretty much chilled with my parents all day. Watched the games on my phone, which was good because gave me sort of an idea about what each hand was doing and sort of what tactics I should have coming in. But yesterday was good, just sort of day to reset.
Well, there wasn't much else you could have been doing because it was raining the whole afternoon.
Is very true.
So, once you wake up, see it's raining, and that's pretty much the end of the day. So, no, that's fantastic. And you looked right at home on the rink, and I've got to ask, how much confidence did that Australian Open give you? Because you just showed how mentally strong you were in the clinches. You did it again today. Does it just give you that reassurance that, you know what, I really belong on this big stage?
It does. I've personally always backed myself, and I think I've always felt I sort of had the ability to win some of these events. But then the last 6 months, it's just sort of all clicked and come together. And especially like playing the AO with Joey, we just took it sort of one step at a time, and then once we made it to the day of the round of 16, we were just like one good day of bowls, we're in the final, and then after winning that, it just you just back yourself against everyone, which is good because that's half the battle is the mental side of it.
And when you realise you're playing Jeremy Henry, he won 2 world championships well before you were born. So he's been around a long time. He's got an abundance of experience. Do you think about that sort of stuff, or is it just you playing the bowls?
I mean, I've had a few people tell me as I was growing up, you play the bowls, not the person. But then after beating Corey this morning, just sort of sitting and having to think about everything, realising like I'm playing Jeremy, it was a bit surreal because, like, I mean, I've grown up and he is like the king of carpet, really, and deservedly so. So then, yeah, to be actually playing him out there in a final was just, again, unreal. And I just sort of knew the best way to cope with it was just to embrace it all, really.
Yeah, and you seem like you're really enjoying yourself this week. But what's the key behind your mental fortitude? Because I know that you look so calm and composed on the mat. What's going on internally, and how are you stopping yourself from getting ahead of yourself and getting too nervous? Because it's quite remarkable to watch. I'd be shaking and all sorts of things.
Look, again, it's so funny because, like, everyone has always sort of said that about me. But honestly, on the inside, I am shaking to my core. Like butterflies and everything. But I've always sort of felt that, like, I always get nervous for matches, but then I think it's just because, like, I want to win so badly.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I want to go out there. I really want to play well. And, like, do myself proud and, like, my family proud. So I think I just sort of try to embrace it in that way, and then take one step at a time. And then, again, I mean, after, like, say the AO, just, like, I really do believe in myself that I can, match it with the best now.
Well, you certainly can. And have you ever gone overseas for a tournament?
I have not. Well,
do you know what's in store for you?
I do. Off to Aberdeen, which that I can't wait for that. That is going to be so good. And then also, bonus, get to pair up with Kelsey, who is, well, I mean, don't need to say how good she is. She's unreal. So, yeah, can't wait for it.
So, yeah, April next year, you're going to Scotland with Kelsey Cottrell. You'll get to play mixed pairs with her, as well as singles up against some of the best carpet bowlers in the world. And you're going to be matching it with them. Like, are you pinching yourself?
Yeah, I hope I bloody play good.
I'm sure you will, mate.
No, yeah, it's... I mean, when you put it like that, obviously I've tried sort of not to think about it, but...
Sorry, I'm just putting ideas in your head.
I can't wait. It is going to be so good, and yeah, can't wait for it.
And having your family here, how special is that? Because they are, their families are with you every step of the way generally, and they've come up here to support. How nice is that having your parents here?
It's been arguably the best bit of this and the AO as well, is having them there with me, because they deserve just as much as I do, because they're the ones who have driven me all across New South Wales, flown with me everywhere, so they're amazing. And yeah, so to have them here was just unreal.
Give them a shout out. What are their names?
Kathy and Andrew.
Unbelievable supporters. Well done to both of them. But one final one before I do let you go. Now, I asked you after the AO, it's got to happen now, surely. Where are they putting the statue at Maryland's? Is it right in the club rooms? Is it as you walk in? Is it outside? A massive statue of you. Come on, you've brought home a lot of gold to that club so far this year. So where's it going?
I hope not. I wouldn't like to see my head as I walk into the club every day. Wow. Yeah, Maryland's have been amazing to me. I don't even know how many years I've been there, around 5 I think now. Yeah, they've been amazing to me, so all credit to them as well.
Well, all credit to you, Jack McShane. You won an Australian Championships title. You've won an Australian Open title. The Australian Indoor Championships. The world is your oyster, my friend. Congratulations on everything that you've achieved in your short career to date. I'm sure that we're going to be speaking a hell of a lot more over the next few years. So well done to you. Congratulations, and go and enjoy it, my friend.
Will do. Thanks, Val.
Jack McShane there joining me on Without Bias. Need we say more? Cannot believe what he was able to produce. He's 19 and he's just dethroned King Jeremy Henry, the king of carpet. He beat him in straight sets, and he beat Corey Wedlock in straight sets, a dual world champion. So he's beaten 4 world champions. He's beaten 2 people with 4 World Championship gold medals combined. It's quite remarkable what he's been able to achieve at Club Tweed this week and at the Australian Open earlier on this year. Jack McShane, he's a name that you are going to be hearing for a long time to come in the bowls world. But that's all we've got time for on Without Bias this week. A big thank you to Kelsey, Cottrell and to Jack for joining me on the program this evening. A big thank you to you for listening. And of course, if you do want to go relive the Australian Indoor Championships, head to Bowls Australia's YouTube page, because that's exactly where you can rewatch all of the footage, all of the matches that we have brought you. We've brought you 16 across the week, so go and have a look. Go and have a look at some of the best bowls that you will see. Jack McShane and Kelsey Cottrell, they're off to Aberdeen to represent Australia next year at the World Bowls Indoor Championships in April. So looking forward to that. But from me, Val Febbo, have a great week. Catch up on all of these episodes of Without Bias on BA's YouTube platform, as well as our social media channels on Facebook, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Not to mention The Right Line, Bowls Australia's official podcast. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple, and wherever you get your podcasts. From me, Val Febbo, have a great night, stay safe, and happy bowling, everyone.